Could Nigel Farage lose in Makerfield? Thursday's by-election in this former coal mining corner of Greater Manchester could be the most consequential vote in British politics this year, a seat that's been Labour since 1983, a civil war brewing inside the party with almost 100 of Starmer's own MPs calling for him to go. And the man they all want to replace him, Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, the so-called King of the North, needs this seat to get back into Parliament and into the leadership race. So everyone agrees it's a straight two-horse race. Burnham fighting to save a crumbling Labour Party on his own doorstep, and Nigel Farage is sensing blood after the most catastrophic election in Labour's history, with over 1,000 councillors wiped out in the May local elections. It's all to play for and too close to call. But then I came across this footage from the streets of Makerfield, and well, let's just say it changes everything.
We're now up in North Makerfield, and as you can see here from behind me, this is a very, very strong street for Reform UK. However, I will just say that we have heard murmurings, rumours about that actually there's going to be a bit of an event happening later on. Well, as you can see, a street that once had garden signs for Reform UK now has a full array of signs for Restore Britain. The gentlemen and the homeowners didn't wish to actually be on camera themselves, but it was really something to see as all of the Reform UK banners were put down and Restore Britain have gone up. They were waiting for something like Restore Britain to come along, but they were thinking of waiting for 2029. But they've decided to strike out ahead. They've been inspired by the message of Restore Britain. They've been inspired by the message of Rupert Lowe and what he's been doing in Parliament. And they've also been very inspired by the message of Rebecca Shepherd, the candidate for Restore Britain here in Makerfield as well, particularly with some of the residents of these houses having, of course, younger daughters as well, and being very concerned for the safety of their daughters, obviously with all of the horrors that we're seeing now, you know, sort of happening on a weekly basis around the United Kingdom. And so that's something that's really struck well and obviously changed their support to Restore Britain. So, Patriots in control.
Now you have to admit that's genuinely one of the most compelling pieces of campaign footage you've ever seen. A full row of houses with reform signs, and with a click of the fingers, and every single one of them's been replaced with a Restore Britain sign. All on one street and all in a single day. So does this mean Nigel Farage is going to lose the Makerfield by-election? I suppose we're about to find out. But this changes things either way, and whether you're cheering for Restore or for Reform UK, what you just watched is undeniable. Right before our eyes, Restore are eating into Reform's share of the vote. That row of houses would have voted for Robert Kenyon, and now they're all voting for Rebecca Shepherd. Does this mean Rupert Lowe will take every single vote from people who would have otherwise backed Farage? Of course not. But it means they'll take some, and how big that chunk is, well, that's still up in the air. But judging by what's happening on the ground, I think it's going to be quite a bit bigger than most people think. Now, Reform and their friends in the media are saying this is splitting the right-wing vote and handing Andy Burnham the keys to number 10. But what difference does it really make? Labour are already in power. If Reform win by a country mile in the Makerfield election, guess what? Labour are still in government and Keir Starmer's still the Prime Minister. Nigel Farage isn't entitled to anyone's vote, he has to earn it like everyone else. How can you expect to basically run your entire election campaign on the actions of a fledgling party who you deride as just one angry man on the internet? How about you put forth compelling reasons as to why anyone should vote for your compelling policies? Policies so good, the Makerfield electorate can't help themselves but vote for you. But we all know why they don't do that, because there's actually very little difference between what Reform offer and the other Liberal parties. A multicultural Britain and a managed decline towards third world living standards. And the whole splitting the vote argument is a complete nonsense anyway, designed to protect Reform's position, not to stop Labour. In what way is a party full of Liberal Tories, people like Nadine Dorries and Danny Kruger, right-wing? Layla Cunningham as Reform's Muslim candidate for London Mayor, how is that in any way right-wing, conservative or anti-establishment? It's not, and I'm tired of people pretending it is. Restore Britain are the only right-wing party on that ballot paper, and the establishment knows it, which is exactly why they've been attacked relentlessly by the controlled media. And when Joe Public is approached with the policies that Rupert Lowe's offering, an entire street flips over to Restore in a single day. All it took was a leaflet and a chit-chat on the doorstep. Is this proof of the claims that reform is just a protest vote? That nobody actually believes Farage will do what he says he will, and they're just holding their nose and picking the least worst option? Based on this street at least, when given a genuine alternative, they didn't hold their nose at all. And today we'll find out how many more people in Makerfield made the same choice. Will Nigel Farage lose the Makerfield by-election, and what percentage of the vote do you think Restore Britain will get? In Great Yarmouth, Farage said they'd be lucky to manage 1%. They averaged 49. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, like and share the video to whoever you think needs to see it, and I'll see you later. Cheers.